You've been working towards this goal for months, maybe even years, and you finally hit it. And for a moment, it feels incredible. You feel really happy, you are so proud of yourself, and you finally feel complete, enough, safe. And for a while, that feeling is real. You are on a high, you celebrate, you tell everybody. But then a few weeks pass, maybe a few months, and that initial feeling that you thought was going to stick slowly starts to fade away. And next thing you know, you catch yourself thinking about the next goal. What is the next thing that you can pursue that's going to make you feel seen, feel safe, feel enough, feel complete? And you start to notice this little voice in your head going like, is this it? Why don't I feel as good as I did before? I mean, what else do I need to pursue in order to make all of those feelings that I want to feel stick? Did I pursue the wrong goal? But the thing is, you are not chasing these goals because you are impossible to please, because you don't know what you want, or because you don't know what matters to you. You are chasing these goals because when you reach them, you really do feel enough, seen, safe, complete. And on some level, you believe that this time, this goal is finally going to make all of those feelings stick. And that is completely normal. Most of us grew up believing that achievement was one of the things that gave life meaning, that the more you strive for, the more meaningful and fulfilled your life will be. We put goals and ambition on a pedestal, like they hold the answer to many of our problems, so it makes sense that you would think that reaching the goal would give you that lasting feeling. But even though reaching a goal can give you a rush of happiness, it's probably not going to give you that lasting feeling of being seen, of being enough that you were hoping for. And this is going to happen no matter how many goals you reach. Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm a GP and I'm a certified attachment coach. I've also struggled with this for a long time. So this has been a pattern of mine since school. When I was in school, I would aim for a good grade, I would get it, and I would be really happy for a moment. But then almost immediately, I would start wishing that I had done better, or I would start thinking about the next grade and how I could improve on the next grade. And because this was praised as ambition, as something good, I never really thought to question the pattern underneath it. So this pattern ended up following me for a while. And when I finished my GP internship, I was really, really happy. But then after a while, I started to notice that I wasn't feeling as good as I did in the beginning. And because those good feelings that I had in the beginning were starting to fade, I decided to go search for my next goal. But the thing is, this would happen every time I would reach a goal. And each time the feeling started to fade, I just thought that I had pursued the wrong goal. And I would think that, okay, maybe the next goal is finally going to be the right one. But that was not true for me. It took me a while to realize that it was never about the goal being wrong. It was just that I was putting reaching those goals on a pedestal as if they held the answer to what I wanted to feel. As if reaching those goals alone were going to give me the feeling that I was looking for. So why doesn't it work? Why doesn't reaching a goal give us that lasting feeling of being seen, of being enough, of being complete? Here's what's actually happening. Reaching a goal, that's the work of your conscious mind. So it's intention, planning, effort, decision-making. It's the part of you that sets a target and then pushes toward it. But the lasting feeling of being enough, of being seen, of being safe, that comes from healing your core wounds and your limiting beliefs. And those are held in your subconscious mind, not in your conscious mind. And the conscious mind cannot outwill or overpower the subconscious mind for prolonged periods of time. So it doesn't matter how many goals you reach, how much you achieve, and how much evidence you stack up if it's all in the surface, if it's all in your conscious mind. So basically, the achievement happens in one place and your core wounds and your limiting beliefs are in another place, and they do not speak the same language. So achieving a goal doesn't automatically heal your limiting beliefs. That rush of happiness, of pride, of relief that you get when you achieve a goal, that comes from achieving the goal itself. And it doesn't mean that your limiting beliefs or your negative core beliefs are being healed. And of course, achieving goals can help you if you know how to use that evidence in the right way in order to change your limiting beliefs. And there is nothing wrong with chasing goals, okay? What I just don't want you to do is to put that goal on a pedestal as if it's going to be the answer to all of your problems. On that note, if you struggle to know if you are chasing a goal to fill a void or if you are chasing a goal because it's really what your true self wants, I made a workbook that can help you with that. It's free to download and the link is below. So if reaching a goal doesn't give you that lasting feeling of being enough, of being safe, of being complete, then what can you do to achieve that? And this is where you need to do a little bit of deeper work. Most of us live almost entirely in our heads. We are always planning, overanalyzing, comparing ourselves to others. That's where all of the outside noise lives and plays on repeat. So the first step is to come back to your body. And a few ways you can do that is you can do a few minutes of meditation, a few minutes of moving your body, or just staying quiet and present with your body and noticing what you feel without trying to fix it or giving meaning to it. And what this does is it brings you out of achieving mode, of doing mode, and it helps you be more open to what is happening underneath it. And then from that place, you can journal. What you can do is you can take 5 to 10 minutes and write without filtering yourself, without making yourself sound reasonable. And you can ask yourself these 2 questions. What do I think reaching this goal is going to give me? And what am I afraid will be true about me if I never reach this goal? And keep asking yourself these 2 questions and write the answers down because it will help you. And what you might notice is that when you write without trying to sound reasonable, humble, without filtering yourself, a few thoughts that are uncomfortable can come up. For example, I think reaching this goal is going to prove that I matter, that I'm not just ordinary, that I'm smart, that I'm capable, that I'm important, and maybe also that I'm finally going to be worthy of being taken seriously. It can be a little bit uncomfortable to sit with these thoughts, but in my opinion, it's worth it because now you are one step closer to being able to change them. And as you do this, you're going to notice a common thread that comes up no matter the goal. And that can be, I am not enough, I don't matter, I am unsafe. And so those are the limiting beliefs that achieving the goal was trying to fix. If you feel safe enough, I would like you to go a little bit deeper and try to remember when was the first time that you felt this way, right? How old were you? Who made you feel this way? What were you doing? And if you can't remember when was the first time this came up for you, that is completely normal and it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just think about another time you felt that way, a moment where you felt like you weren't enough unless you got a specific grade. And then think about someone that makes you feel safe. It can be a loved one, a friend, it can even be your higher self. And think about what would that person tell the part of you that has this limiting belief, right? That person would probably tell you that you matter no matter the grade, okay? The grade doesn't define who you are and it doesn't define your worth. And then it's really important to be able to sit with this, to let yourself feel this in your body. And you can do this as many times you need because we need repetition in order to change our limiting beliefs. Another powerful tool is to create a list of evidence that contradicts your limiting belief. So for example, if your limiting belief is I am not enough, then that list is going to feature all of the ways that you were enough. And for me, it helps to come up with 10 to 15 pieces of evidence, and I write them all on my phone so that when I need to, I can refer to that. And how you do this is throughout your day, whenever you start to feel this I am not enough creeping in, you are going to take a few deep breaths to relax your body, and then you are going to look at the list and choose 1 or 2 pieces of evidence, and you're going to remember the time where you felt that way, where you felt that evidence of being enough. And you are going to remember that and let your body feel that way. Let yourself truly feel the truth of that evidence and the memory behind it. I know that all of this can be a little bit overwhelming because for most of us, these limiting beliefs, we have them since our childhood. So if you notice that you need help, that you need support, that is normal, okay? That does not mean that you are weak. The most important thing when you look for help, when you ask for help, is that it should be with someone that you feel safe with, that you can trust. That can be a loved one, that can be a friend. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that with a loved one or a friend, you can seek professional help. But just remember that it's really, really important that you feel safe and you feel comfortable with that person. If you want to work with me, there's a link below. But if you don't, it's fine. I really, truly just want you to do what is best for you. And if you've ever had to hit pause on a goal because of a health problem, because of a loved one, or just because life happened, but then you found yourself drowning in guilt, watch this next video because it's going to tell you where that guilt is coming from and why pausing does not mean that you are failing.